I'm 48, I have a bachelor's in cybersecurity, and I'm unemployed. So I'm doing deliveries to survive while I'm looking for a job. So how did I end up here? It started back in 2021 when I was working at Walmart store as a cake decorator. I never was considering Walmart as my long-term career. It was a temporary solution. And I did like that job, but they didn't pay enough. My pay was about $12 per hour, not enough to survive. And at that time I found out they have an educational benefit, and they offer to pay for college, to completely cover college tuitions. And I started thinking in that direction, as my life goal was to live rurally, quietly in tiny house, and just keep some animals, chickens, rabbits, maybe milking goat, and I needed something, some sort of a remote source of income. So when I found out about that educational benefits Walmart offered, I thought it's really good opportunity to get into that career path, to change my career path. And that time they offered just a limited amount of career paths. So one was management, of course, another was about warehouse operations, and next one was something about coding, and last one was cybersecurity. So management and warehouse operations didn't work for me, for my goal. So I was considering between coding and cybersecurity. And I done research and found out what cybersecurity has a higher potential to grow in 10 years perspective. Even when coding was already oversaturated. So I was thinking about what that job market will look like in next 5 years when I graduate. And my research showed cybersecurity job market has a higher growing perspective. So I decided to go back to college. And so shortly I got promoted from just cake decorator to team lead over bakery in Delhi, and my life turned into complete chaos. There were a lot of overtime, there were a lot of late hours work. So literally at that time I couldn't even afford going to the college because I didn't have time to study. So I needed to normalize my life first. And when after probably somewhere in the middle of the year, management decided to transfer me from the bakery in Delhi to the apparel department. So it wasn't my decision, it was management decision. So I got transferred to the apparel department. That job was much more easy. So it gave me the opportunity to and time to actually start thinking into that college direction. And that time I got a GED, General Education Diploma, and was accepted to college. So that General Education Diploma took me about 2 months to pass for exams and earn it. And I was a couple of days late for enrollment window, so I missed that enrollment window. So I started college first day of January 2022. At that time I was team lead over apparel department, and I had 2 days off, and I worked 5 days and had 2 days off, and they were never were scheduled together. So they always was like 1 day beginning of the week and another day end of the week. And I started college, and quickly after 2 months I realized I will not make it if I not change my schedule. Because 2 days wasn't enough to prepare college classes, to study. I started college from taking 2 classes maximum, allowed classes, because I didn't want to spend years till I graduate, because I already was 43 that time, I think. And I enrolled in maximum allowed classes. It was 2 classes per term, and I spent one of my day offs on one class for preparation for one class, and another day off 12 hours for another class, plus time between work and after work, and during the breaks for reading all of the books and study materials. So after a couple of months I was exhausted. I was so tired, I didn't have life, I didn't have even room to breathe. And I started thinking about changing their career somehow. So shortly opportunity arrived, and I got HR email into my working mailbox saying they opened new warehouse nearby, and they were offering 2 different shifts, Monday, Thursday, one shift, and Friday, Sunday, another shift. So I thought if I go and get a job over warehouse and work Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I will have 4 days off for my school for studying. I went on the career site and I found out they have a system operator position there, and they had a lot of position there open because it was new warehouse, but they have system operator position which was IT help desk, talking in normal in normal language. So it was their inner naming for the position, but reality was you were doing peripherals, laptops, and desktops, laptops, printers, scanners, and all and other stuff, troubleshooting and technical support. So I got transfer. It was another story. It wasn't quick and simple because they didn't want to accept my application. I had applied for asset protection position, and on the interview I started talking about my degree and my desire for IT help desk, and I got the offer for asset protection position. But on the day when I had to stop by and sign that offer, I kept talking about that system operator, and finally I was able to get on-spot interview, and after another week they said I got accepted, so I got the job. It was like stressful several weeks, and finally I started work at a warehouse in October 2022, and it was my first year in college. And that time life became much more easy. So I work Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 3 12-hour shifts in a row, and I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday to study. Like, I didn't have any illusion about the level of my college degree, so it definitely wasn't on the employer top list. So I decided I need a stack of credible certificates from the credible source for my future employers to trust me. And I needed a portfolio, so I started working on getting that certifications in parallel with studying and working my day job. And the first certificate I got was CompTIA A+. It's not a security certificate at all, but I thought I needed for my current job. I was going toward bachelor's, but I didn't have associate. And on my interview I told them if they accept me I will get A+ in 2 months. So I got it in 4 months, but I got it. And after that I moved straight forward to my SOC analyst certifications. So first thing I got Network Plus, and after that Security Plus, and after that CYSA. And I even attempted attempted pen test, but I was 7 points short because it was last certificate I was taking. It was almost February 2025, couple of months till my graduation. I was already exhausted after 3-something years of in college and working same time. So usually it's a different story. I should probably talk about that in separate video, but long story short, I spent last 10 days before the exam knitting socks because I couldn't force myself to prepare. So now I own the most expensive pair of socks, almost $300 pair of socks, but I don't regret. I don't need pen test for that position, entry-level position I am applying to. So, in May 2025, a year ago, exactly 12 months ago, I graduated the college. So, I did like the job I was doing, and initially, when it just started, everything was great and perfect. Honestly, I felt guilty even thinking about leaving that space and moving towards my career goal. I really felt guilty because we work in dedicated working space. It was an office, and we were called for accidents, so we had to go and troubleshoot, and after that come back into office and work on ticket escalations. But shortly management decided to improve everything, and they decided to move us operators into the work floor. So the location they come up with, so that place was located under it was a cage, it was a metal cage, like dog cage, and it was located out under two running conveyors, so it was consistent noise. Plus Walmart radio yelling non-stop for like 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It never stops, it always yells. Nobody listening, but it never stops. And so management decided to move us over there, and then the problem started. I'm a highly sensitive person, and my nervous system gets overwhelmed pretty quickly with noise and sounds, loud sounds and noise. So while we were working at the office, I had time to recover. So I was going to the floor, fix, troubleshoot, reinstall, clean, whatever, do whatever was needed. And after that, I was able to go back to the office, into the quiet office, work on another task, on the ticket escalation or whatever, X-call, whatever. And I had that like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour quiet time to recover. But with that move to the operational floor, there was no chance to recover. Even in the lunch room, there was yelling radio. So after several weeks, my anxiety came back, and I need to say what it wasn't new to me. So I had it before. I had it while working as team lead over bakery in Delhi. I had severe anxiety, and I think it started back there. Because of that schedule, I lost my sleep. I was sleeping just few hours and it wasn't enough to recover, and it's just triggered my anxiety, and it was getting worse. So after transferring to the warehouse, it became better, but after that location change, job location change, it came back and started getting worse. So I barely slept. I started gaining weight. I gained 202 pounds. My blood sugar went to pre-diabetes level. I slept few hours at night, and I was having anxiety. It was always with me, every single day, every single minute. And it ended up with panic attack. So I had a panic attack when they sent me to that cage. I had a panic attack. So my it's really hard. It's a horrible feeling, and my hands was sweating, like I couldn't barely breathe. My heart was beating, and I had a pain in my chest, and like it was horrible feeling. So I talked to the manager and I explained what's happening, and they were aware, but they didn't care at all. So I had to leave. So when they transfer us to the working floor, I saw the direction everything is going, and that time, it was about 1 year before my graduation, I realized that I'm not sure if I will be able to survive in this environment for next 12 months. So I started heavily saving for my emergency fund, because I thought, okay, I have 6 terms left, and Walmart was paying for my school, but if I have to leave, I will have to pay out of pocket for whatever classes left. So I started saving, and my goal was to survive 12 months till I graduate, because I absolutely didn't want to pay out of pocket for that college, for that level of degree. And I started saving, and my only goal was to survive for 12 months. So after that panic attack, I talked to the management. They denied to cooperate, and I have to leave. So I graduated back in May, and I left in end of June, beginning of July. It was last week of June and first week of July. And was it better to stay longer till I am applying and looking for a job? Yes. It would be logical and better to have that job and stay there, keep applying. Could I physically afford it? No, I couldn't. I couldn't do it anymore, because I had that paycheck on one hand, and my health, mental health and physical health on another hand. So I have to prioritize my mental and physical health over paycheck. So I left, and so I've been applying for almost 11 months for now. Next month will be exactly a year, and I have an emergency fund, and I do the delivery jobs, delivery work. I'm shopping for the customer, and I'm delivering for the customers. So right now I'm doing deliveries. Because of flexible schedule, because it allows me to apply to jobs, to learn new things, to keep studying. Plus I recovering mentally and physically, and keep working towards my life goal. So I don't know if I don't have any illusions about getting that job in cybersecurity, because it's almost 12 months. Next month will be a year. I keep applying for SOC analyst level 1. I keep applying for IT help desk, and but wherever. So I'm trying to rebuild routines. I'm trying to run this channel because it gives me some sort of predictability and some sort of routine, which I really need. This time I walk a lot to lower my weight and blood sugar, and normalize my sleep. So I'm working on my mental and physical health, and I'm just keep going. I don't know where I end up. Maybe it will be cybersecurity, maybe IT help desk, or maybe I will get a rural property and move somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. I just keep documenting that process, and we will see.